when it comes to economic clout, New Jersey's Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is considered one of the most powerful in this country. And joining us now is the chairman, Carlos Medina. We welcome you to the program.
Thank you, Mike.
Talk to me about first of all, in terms of percentage of population. Any idea how large?
In New Jersey, we're about 1.6 million residents, so about 20% roughly of the state's population is Hispanic.
And how, in terms of your organization's ability to incorporate them into your life as an organization and you into their daily lives,
Sure.
How does that work?
Well, of those 1.6 million, there's about 70,000 Hispanic-owned businesses, and I feel that census number is probably off by 10, 20,000. So there could be as many as 90,000 Hispanic-owned businesses. And
Why do you think that's underreported?
Just some of the businesses are literally individuals that are not that are here illegally. Mm-hmm. You know, they're undocumented, but they're starting businesses, they're paying taxes, and they're just continuing to do business and serve a niche that perhaps nobody's able to serve.
As long as we're in that area, why don't we just go straight to it? Immigration reform. Is that something you support?
Yeah, it's desperately needed. We support it. I support it personally.
What kind of difference would it make in terms of the life of the Hispanic community in this state?
Well, I'll speak to you about the Hispanic business community. If you're a Hispanic business owner and you have no risk of being deported, you're going to buy a home, you're going to spend that extra money on your business, so you're going to develop roots in the community, and I think that's important for the business climate in general, but especially for somebody who no longer has that fear of spending $50,000 on a business and being asked to leave the country tomorrow. So it's a big deal.
On the other hand, there are also some corporations in this state, Goya Foods and some of the others, who are very well known, very big, very committed to this state as well. They've been here for a long time. Is there a sense that a lot of people are surprised, people who are not of the Hispanic community, who are surprised by how big the community is, number one, and also how long it's actually been here?
Sure, and Goya is a great success story, and there's a lot of them. On November 1st, we'll be awarding a company called Northeast Construction that probably bills $150 million a year in construction projects. There's a lot of hidden gems in New Jersey, Hispanic-owned companies that have been here. That company is a second-generation company, so there's many success stories that, yeah, people are surprised every day when I'm out there talking about them.
You came to the position you're in when?
About a year and a half ago.
Right, and you, this is a big job. Your
Yes.
predecessor was very well known and a powerful individual.
Yes.
When you took this job, what was your first goal? What was your ambition?
Number one, to fill his large shoes that he left behind and continue the mission he had been doing, performing this job for 22 years. But also to get more into technology, things, social media, things of that nature, and really expand even to the tri-state area. New Jersey, to me, I was born in New Jersey, I love New Jersey, and I'd love to recruit more firms that are in New York and say, here are the values of coming to New Jersey. The governor has a platform and a recent bill to encourage and give incentives to companies. So I'd love to help be that voice and talk about why, if you're going to be in the tri-state area, come to New Jersey.
You have a convention coming up.
Yes.
And you have the governor invited to speak. Just before Election Day, are you tipping a hand in terms of preference there?
Well, he's there in his capacity as governor, but I personally am a fan of his. Our organization never supports candidates. We stay bipartisan, or nonpartisan is more accurate. But I think he's done good things for the Hispanic community and the business community as a whole.
In terms of the tax structure in the state, the complaints that we hear frequently about, also the controversy over minimum wage, where do you stand on things like that? Do you take a stand publicly?
We haven't. Minimum wage is something, our preference is to educate the voters when that hits the ballot, so they know the pros and the cons, but we haven't taken a stand on that.
Are you worried that would hurt the growth of Hispanic businesses were voters to approve it?
It could. It's really one of the tricky topics out there, because I see value to both arguments. And I know the governor was willing to do it in incremental steps, and I probably agree with that method rather than the full dollar and change that they're looking for right now. But ultimately leave it to the voters and let the voters decide.
We are in the national celebration of the Hispanic community in this country. What does it mean to you to have a month designated for that purpose? And what would you like the people who are not Hispanics in the state to know about the community?
Sure, it's a great honor, and I want the people to know, such as, companies such as Goya, Northeast, and there are many companies and there are many stories. This weekend I was at an event for the Burincaneers, which was an all Puerto Rican regiment that served in many wars, including the Korean conflict. So I want non-Hispanics just to appreciate all that Hispanics have done for the United States, have done for New Jersey, and continue to do every day.
Mr. Medina, we have to leave it there. We thank you for coming in, sir.
Great. Thank you, Mike.